Good Sunday evening, everybody. Hope everybody had a great week. Hope you're having a great weekend. We got Daryl up here. How you doing, Daryl?
I'm doing good. Hey, Lisa
Great.
Ann and Ben.
Hi, Lisa Ann. Hi, Ben. How you doing? Sam
Sam.
Scarraio. How you doing? So, yeah, it turned out to be not a snowy Sunday. Uh, we've had snow like blowing in little misty stuff, but nothing stuck to the ground. It was like 34, 36 degrees today when I was out going to the grocery store and back and forth from the shop to here the house, and we never nothing ever stuck. So the ads just finished. All right. Yeah. Well, thank you for sitting through the ads. But so, yeah. So we're having a good weekend here. Got some work done on monkey business. Video will be coming out this coming weekend. A lot more progress than I made the week before, or no, the video before. Uh, so, but went down and hung out with Mark and Sandy yesterday afternoon a little bit. Uh, they're doing great. A high of 68 and 18-mile-an-hour winds. I'll take 68 and 18-mile-an-hour winds right now. We're at, I'll tell you here in a second. Let me bring it up on my phone and I'll tell you what the temperature is. The temperature here right now is 32 degrees, right at freezing.
Well, it's 34 with 12 mile an hour, 13 mile an hour winds here. So.
Uh, doesn't say what the winds are. It says it feels like it's 23, so the winds must be pretty decent. So,
Hello,
and
Master and Quick Wrench Tool. Second chance.
hey, Mudster, Quick Wrench, Second Chance. How you guys doing tonight? Thank you for stopping in. Mudster's just hanging out in the garage. One of these days, I'm gonna do a live stream from the garage. Especially now that we got the good heat going on. Gets a little noisy. Might be a little background noise, but I had it up to 7. Well, mistakenly when I went out this morning, I set the thermostat a little higher than I usually do, and I realized it was 72 degrees in there. So I
Well,
I backed it down to like 67, 65, something like that.
in the summertime, you'd be glad you had 67 degrees.
Yeah,
Or 72.
yeah. Uh, Sam said it's cold in his garage. He ran out of propane. I've got two 68-pound tanks for my heater in my garage, Sam. So I don't. I have over Christmas break there. I went and had one filled, and I'm probably going to go have the other one refilled. Probably end of this coming week. Uh, the propane's holding out great. Those first two tanks were, I'm going to guess they're only about half full. And I got probably close to 20 hours out of each one of those tanks. And this second one, well, actually, the third tank, but the first time it's been full filled. I ran from the Friday before Christmas up till through this weekend. I probably got 40 hours on it so far, and I picked it up today, and it still feels like it's about at least half full. So I'm getting some pretty good time out. But like I said, I don't normally keep it real hot. Um, I usually set it about 65, 66 degrees on the thermostat, and that thermostat's almost shoulder high off the ground. So you know 72
Uh,
degrees in this 30. Yeah.
well,
Hey Tommy, how you doing?
hey, Tommy.
Uh,
Yeah, I got
uh,
it. I got one of them torpedoes, and I was gonna go get propane, but that doggone torpedo, it's just too damn noisy to really mess with. So
Yeah. Hey,
I
Nader, how
got
you doing? Quick Wrench says he keeps his garage as cozy 72. Um, I would, I tried that over the Christmas break, keeping it up about 70, 71. Um, my garage is not insulated and it leaks air, so the furnace runs pretty well, almost not constant, but I mean it kicks on and off about every 10 minutes. So if I drop it down to like the 65, it seems like it doesn't run like that. So
always my fault, Scott.
hey, Scott. Hey, low
Man,
lids. So, but yeah, I'm loving the propane heater. Matter of fact, this weekend, of course, I only spent like 5 hours out there yesterday because I was doing some other running around and went down to Market and Sandy's. I didn't even light the oil burner this weekend. Um, so, and I got a late start out there in the garage this afternoon or this morning. I didn't go out till about 10 o'clock. I was out there till like 3. So, uh, I didn't even fire up the old used oil burner. I had to go to the grocery store and stuff this morning. But yeah, I would eventually some year like to build onto the back of my garage, um, the full width of it, and about 15 or 20 foot out. Insulate that half, and then or insulate that portion of it, and then uh, why when I because everything a lot of the stuff will go into the back garage, and then I can insulate the front half a lot better and keep garage better heated. So hey,
hey,
wooden metal shop or garage, how you doing?
well, they got at Lowe's has got a uh 80,000 BTU, goes between 30 and 80.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Heater type thing, but it's just it ain't got Mr. Heater's name on it, but it's thin metal and all that stuff. Propane. I was gonna go get one of them, but I realized that daggum $1,000 worth of tires I had to put on that truck. What kind of wiped me out? I got to wait a couple months for get that now.
Just good. You're great. You're here. But yeah, I understand about the $1,000 in tires and stuff like that. I lucked out and come across a used set of 4 tires. The tire shop we use, I told them a few months ago if they get a decent set of 4 tires in my size, they don't sell them, but they have a guy that comes and gets them and resells them. Um, so they got a nice set of matched 4, and told the guy that comes and picks them up, said, "Hey, we got a guy that's looking for these." So he actually got a hold of me and cut me a really good deal on them. So, and then he just left them there, and they installed them on my truck. So um, it was almost as much to buy the tires as it was to have them install them. So
Yeah, that's what I was say. Nowadays, it costs as much to get them installed as it does to buy you set of tires now. I mean,
right, right.
but
So, but uh, made a great meal today. You guys will see that Wednesday. I'm not even gonna give any hits of what I made. But It was a really good comfort food. Put it that way. So hey, Kane, how you doing, buddy? Thank you for stopping
Okay.
in. So,
How
oh,
you doing,
um,
King?
I've been talking about changing the wire size. Trying a smaller diameter wire in my wire feed welder. So last week I stopped by the Napa store and picked up a 2 pound spool of uh, 025. I think it's 025, 023, whatever it is. Picked up a 2 pound roll of that and the tips and everything. Had it in my truck yesterday afternoon. I'm like, hey, let's put that wire in there and see how it welds. Yeah, my welder won't hold a 2 pound spool. So, uh, I mean, I can, because all it is there's a like a stud sticking out of the side of the box. It's got a big adapter that goes over it with a spring and some washers that keeps drag on it. Um, the 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 stud sticking out is 3/8, I think, 3/8, or I forget. Yeah, 3/8. Um, all I gotta need to do is make it something to slip over that will, and I forget what size it is in the spool, but um, make an adapter that'll let me, put that spool on there. And I'm sure the welder probably had one at one point in time, but the thing's 20 plus years old. So where it got to, Lord knows. So no, that's another another thing. I just whatever. We'll get her done. Kane selling a Harley. What kind of Harley you selling, Kane? Not that I need a motorcycle. Since the Texans won last night, Crystal is making you lasagna for dinner. Is that a uh, positive or a negative? Do you like her lasagna? You know, it's cool. Chainsaw engine on a skateboard. That would be a ride.
Yeah.
Uh, Kane, I don't, I wouldn't look good on a Sportster, man.
You'd have to put some extra heavy shocks on it like me, or Ed, ride a sports. Put some heavy duty shocks.
It would probably look. I would probably on that bike. I would probably look like Sam riding a mini bike.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Uh, it looked and sounded cool, but it didn't actually do anything. Hey, as long as it looked cool and sounded cool, that's all you needed. Hey, Rail, what's happening, man? Thank you
Yeah.
for stopping in. It's really small, really loud, and really slow. I like that. That's a story of my life. Uh, except for I'm not small, but you know, really slow and really loud. Yeah, basically how I live it. Crotch rocket. Uh, I've never owned a crotch rocket, but I've ridden a couple. Um, couple really fast ones. Um, and yeah, yeah, nah.
Yeah.
Uh, the monster with yes, Sam. That thing is a monster. Hey, Fixer Stripper, how you doing, bud? But I really need to one of these days invest in some like tooling machines, lathe and mill, and um, I'm really seriously considering buying one of them little combo mini setup things. Um, it just I think it would do what I need to do. Um, I don't have the room for a full size mill and a full size lathe. Like my brother has a full size lathe. Um, I just don't have the room in my shop right now for that. But a mini one, I could put it on the back workbench, and you know, we'd be good to go. But I mean, not that I mind running over my brothers to do the machine work. It's just uh, taking the time to run over and do it, and can come back, shutting everything down, going, doing it, coming back. Yeah, it's not happening. Up the motorcycle. Yeah. Uh, I then I've seen some guys that you know absolutely love them and they work great for them. I don't know what brand they have, and then like you said, I've seen some guys that say they're junk and don't bother wasting the money on them. Um, uh, I've got a decent drill press. It's just, I mean, it's old, and the quill stock has a slight wobble in it, and to replace it, I think it would be more than just buying a decent, you know, drill press. So, uh, Sam, I get stuff done too, but like on that clutch hub adapter and stuff, uh, some of that stuff needs to be, that needed to be centered pretty decent for it didn't have a wobble and stuff in it. So, and I needed some pretty decent, you
Wait,
know.
well, wait a minute now, Ed. If it don't wobble and wiggle and jiggle and all that stuff, is it really broke in?
Uh, Everything but the drive line I can handle wiggling and wobbling. Um, I don't want that. I don't want that clutch coming apart and uh, coming up. You know, Not that I'm using it, but I kind of like after 50 some years, I kind of got used to where it's at. Okay, the issue is the size and the rigidity. Now, my brother has a small, uh, like a hobby mill or a hobby lathe. He said I can have it. He's got the motor for it. I just need to get a 3-stack pulley for it, and tooling. And, I could bring that over here and use it. Um, uh, I just probably just need to do that. Um, he bought it before he bought his big lathe, but uh, yeah. So I mean, yeah. I guess I just need to get after it and finish cleaning off that back workbench, and you know,
Is you
uh,
right?
post the videos.
Yeah.
Ben, that would be awesome. Um, I know that the chuck where the chuck screws in on this drill press. I know it's bent in there, or the quill going up through that. I don't know what I think it's called, the quill that slides up and down through that center that drives the chuck. One of those two have a slight bend in it. It's not much, but it is enough that you can't drill a good straight hole.
What about the one at work there, Ed?
Oh, the one at work, that thing's a beast. That's what I've actually used lately to drill stuff. Um, I actually used it to drill out that hub. You guys will see that coming up on the next video of the tractor. I checked the squareness of that thing and the run out and stuff on it. The runoff is like minute, and that thing is square. It is awesome. If I could afford to buy one of those, I would have one in my shop.
Well, I mean, you can slide that in if it's close. I mean, if you had to do it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean,
That's that. Yesterday I actually went to my brother's, used the lathe, and then went from my brother's to my workshop and used that drill press to drill the holes down through the um, down through the hub, and it was pretty um, pretty accurate. So, chuck, not normally screw in Morris taper. Yeah, I think that mortise taper. I think the taper and everything's fine, but I think the where the chuck goes onto that taper. This thing it's army surplus. It's government surplus. I got it from work a long time ago, and there was a U.S. government surplus sticker or tag on this drill press. um, Maybe I'll do a quick shorts video on what brand it is and stuff. It is old. I mean, this thing, it's got to be from probably the 50s or the 60s. It still has plenty of power and runs good and everything else. It just has a little bit of a wobble in the chuck itself or in the you know something up there that you can't. I've tried drilling thin stuff; it's fine. You can drill right down, quarter inch, whatever. But when you start getting inch and a half, 2 inch stuff, it 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 doesn't. It won't let you draw a true straight hole, especially if you clamp the your whatever you're drawing down. It wobbles out the hole. Could just be bad bearings in it. Um, yeah, mustard could be bad bearings, but I've grabbed the chuck and tried to wiggle it and move it and everything else. I can't feel any play in it. I mean, it doesn't mean that it's not, but like I said, I think it's just
that army surplus deal, you be hard. It might be hard to find parts for it because the army and military is definitely used to making everything with oddball sizes.
yeah.
They do it on
Hey,
purpose.
there's Jeff. How you doing, Jeff? Long time no see, buddy. Hope you're doing
Oh,
well. Hope you're feeling a lot better than you were before.
I ain't seen him since last year sometime.
Tommy, I haven't even tried. Um, I got the thing. Uh, I never had a drill press for a long, long time. After my dad passed, I went and got his small Sears Craftsman out of his workshop, brought it here. Um, he was a woodworker. He wasn't a metal worker. The thing is awesome. It does great in wood. It just has no oomph to draw anything in any kind of steel. It it just yeah it, you know so yeah I put it back in the corner, covered it up, just keeping it for because it was dad's. Take the chuck off and check maybe. taper and place the chuck. Those usually are. Oh yeah, Arch. It is definitely a stout. It's a bench top, but it's still pretty stout. Um, yeah, I do need just to get into it and uh, uh, just get it tuned up and checked up, and uh, I might check with the guy that runs the machine shop at work uh, for the engineering class and see if I get the taper and stuff out of it. If I can, see if he can polish it up or something, and yeah.
Did you, Ed? Did you see Rail has he's went out and bought him a little hot rod he's trying to build now? I mean,
No, I have not seen that.
he's got him a little 70, I think it's 75 Vega. He's gonna put a drop of 350 in it
Ooh.
and make him a little hot rod out of it. His video. He was talking about keeping that little 3 or 4 cylinder engine in it, and I knew that wasn't going to cut.
Yeah. Years ago, my brother had a Vegas station wagon on a International Scout frame, so it's 4-wheel drive, lifted up, and that thing I think it only had a V8 in it or a V6 in it. It might have had a V8, but I think it was only a V6. Dude, that thing was scary.
Well, I had a friend that had a station wagon. They cut the back end off and made a pickup truck out of it. Put a V8 in it and run the pipes out right behind the front wheels.
Mm-hmm.
That was a bad little truck for what it was. But.
Oh, yeah. Exactly, Tommy. Not enough horses in the motor on that little drill press of my dad's. But I don't want to mess with it because it was Dad's. I'd rather keep it the way it was. I wasn't even real thrilled about bringing it over to drill steel with it and stuff, but I needed a drill press, so Mom said I could have it. Grizzly. Oh, awesome, Jeff. Put a 1 horsepower motor on his Grizzly. Go karts are going fishing. Nate, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, Nate.
So, but yeah, I get by. Like I said, that when WH or WEN, yeah, when drill press I brought for work. That thing, I love it. I mean, I've used it a whole bunch, and that thing does not disappoint. The only thing I did have to do to it that after we used it a little bit, I did have to pull the quill out of the taper, and take a little bit of I used lapping compound and put it up in there and spun it and checked to see if there was any high spots. It kept wanting to drop out of the taper, but after I did the lapping compound, cleaned it all out good with brake clean and wiped it all down and everything, tapped it back up in. She's never dropped out since. So
yeah, Kane with that daggum DRZ 400. You remember now? You got to keep both wheels on the ground now, because that's supposed to be a wheelie machine. So,
yeah.
keep keep 2 tires at least on the ground.
Yes, definitely.
DRZ is supposed to. You little devil.
Yeah.
Nosy.
And I never
That's
used front
what I,
tire.
that's what I was afraid of, Kane, when you said you had a DRZ, that you wouldn't want to use the front tire.
But so yeah, we're making progress on monkey business. I'm trying to. I gotta make a. Gotta get a coupler made for the drive shaft to couple from the clutch setup to the transaxle. That's gonna be an easy deal. Hopefully the machine shop will be not backed up as much as they were, and I'll be able to have it done pretty quick. So hopefully for the next video. If not, y'all may be getting a different video, something other than working on the tractor.
Not good, Scott.
All right, Scott. Best wishes for your cousin there. Hopefully, everything will be okay. Any video is a good video. I don't know. I had some pretty bad videos. Yeah, Nate, I've seen you've been hunting a bunch. You've been up at your dad's, haven't you, hunting stuff? Up north there. At least a couple of the videos I've seen, you were up there hunting. But yeah, I got a couple backup videos, just in case something happens, and if I get sick or something like that, I can throw one in. But yeah. Oh, only 4 months and only 51. I'm sorry to hear that, Scott. No, Jeff, we did not get snow up here. They were calling for an inch or so, and as of whenever I come in here to start the live stream, it was still just little drizzly stuff and it was like above freezing all day. South Crackalack. All right. So you haven't been in the warm weather then, Nate. You've been in the mild weather.
That's where I was born and raised too, South Kakalaki. What part did you go to, Nate?
So,
I was born and raised about 10 miles, about 15 miles from the Darlington Raceway is where I was born and raised at. And now I'm a reformed hillbilly, so.
mm-hmm. It was 28 one morning getting in the stand. Welcome to my world, Nate. when you hit the teens, let me know. A 6 to 8 and a heavy snow or wet snow. Yeah, I don't like that stuff. I like the light, fluffy stuff.
No, I think he said it was in South Carolina.
Yeah, he's in South Carolina hunting. But yeah, the heavy wet stuff is what breaks equipment. But luckily we haven't had any heavy wet stuff yet. We had a little bit of wet stuff, but it was only like 2 inches or something like that, and by the next day it was melting away.
Hello, Uncle Mark.
Hey, Uncle Mark. Uncle Mark, you're not showing up late, buddy. You're making an entrance. But yeah, we priced out a new Ventrek with a snow brush cab. All the bells and whistles and stuff to go along with that. But without a salt spreader on the back. Just a hair under $42,000. Yeah, we won't be buying one of those this year. Maybe next year. We bought a skid steer not quite a year ago, or a little over a year ago, and we don't have the budget right now to buy another piece of equipment like that. So, but we as an alternative, I did find that they do make a rotary hydraulic brush for the front of that skid steer we bought. We bought a Cat 2. Let me see. Let me look it up here. I got the model number. It is a Cat. Looking through my phone here. Cat 239D. Oh, it's a nice piece of equipment. I don't fit in it very well, but everybody else does. But I did find a hydraulic brush that can go on with a quick attach for right around $7,000, which would be perfect. Be another piece of equipment to clean the sidewalks and everything. So 59 in Florida at the moment. That's still better than 32 right now here. I think it's still 32 here. Feels like 23. So yeah, 239. We didn't want to get anything too big, Jeff, because what they wanted to do with it, they didn't want a big massive machine, because we do have a big wheel loader for the big jobs. They wanted something small, agile. They can get in and get out without tearing stuff up.
Hey, Boneyard.
Quick Wrench, I am in Northeast Ohio, just outside of Canton. I'm about 35-40 minutes east of Canton. 26 there in Montana. Yeah, but Montana's big sky country. Hey, Boneyard, you slip in? Hey, how you doing, buddy? I didn't see you slip in. He's sneaky that way. And hi to everybody that's hiding in the corners and shadows. I know you're there. I'm using the force, and I can feel you. As you prepare, new snow shovel, 4x4 ATV plow. Yep, exactly, Mudster. But I would rather be prepared for the snow and not get it than get it and not be prepared. I've been there. No, Kane, I am up here in Northeast Ohio. I am 2 hours from Pittsburgh, about an hour and a half from Cleveland. So, about I can be the downtown Canton. If I go steady, I can be there in 35-40 minutes. So.
Hello, Andrew.
Hi, Andrew. Andrew, as of right this moment, we just have an old leftover dusting from earlier in the week. We haven't got any yet today, but they said we were supposed to get an inch or more
No.
throughout throughout the day and overnight tonight. And like I said, looking at the radar, we ain't getting nothing. Yeah, Wood Meadow. I've been to Cedar Point a few times. Cedar Point, SeaWorld, Jogga Lake, you know, all them. I miss SeaWorld. Uh, the they got the right before they closed, they got the polar bear experience where they had the polar bears. We didn't make it up that summer to see them, and the next year they closed. So I'm like, I was mad. Salisbury, PA. Yeah, I've been to Salisbury, PA. I've been to Pittsburgh more times than I care to even think about. Um, yeah, Pittsburgh, y'all can keep it.
Especially if you got to pull a down 53-foot trailer around in there downtown.
Oh, and I mean, yeah, Daryl's a truck driver. He knows their logo, their unwritten logo or motto is "You can't get there from here."
That's
Even
it.
even if you can see it with your eyeball, you can't get there from here. First year of the house, the frying pan, get the car out of the driveway. Oh. Mudster, I rented a mobile home for just about a year, and we moved in late summer. First winter there, excuse me, sorry. First winter there, the landlord warned me, yeah, we get a little bit of snow up there on the hill where it's at. I'm like, no problem. I got a Dodge Ram. You know, it sits pretty high. I've pushed snow at the bumper on that thing. Yeah. The first really good snow we got, the drifting, I made it about halfway off the drive. The driveway was a quarter mile long. I made it about halfway out. A buddy of mine come up. We got the truck out, and I got it pulled back. Actually, the farmer guy come down, pulled my truck back to the house. Buddy come over with a snow plow, was going to plow the driveway, and we ended up using a front end loader. When the front end loader got down to the driveway itself, where I got stuck at, now mind you, I could open the door up. I had to push about 6 inches of snow out of the way at the door. Where I got stuck at when I drove out, now he didn't pile the snow up on either side of the driveway. He just dug it out and kept pushing it back down to the corner. The snow was higher than my side window on my truck. And it's a 94 Dodge Ram. You know, the windows are, yay high. So, yeah, I had about 4 foot of snow where I was driving through, and I was up on top of it. I'm lucky I didn't sink all the way down in. So, yeah, I just look in the mirror to see a polar bear. Very
That's
true.
I mean, I've been up there where got stuck in that daggum lake effect and was glad to actually get down past Pittsburgh before, but
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Now, Pittsburgh itself, it's a great place. I mean, there's lots to do, um, as long as you don't have to drive in it. You know, I've known a lot
yeah,
of great.
drive a 50,
I,
drag a 53-foot trailer around in there. You all right? Because it's an old place and it's built where they ain't them. You actually driving down alleyways trying to figure out where in the heck you going to get alleyways. So.
yeah. Well, the worst experience I had in Pittsburgh is when I was doing vinyl graphics and I was driving like a 16 or 18-foot box truck, little Isuzu box truck. Not a big thing. It's still a truck, still can't go down a lot of the roads. But we were working at this one location and asked the young lady that was working there, I said, our next job's up here at this town. And by the map, it looks like, we just go up here to get on the highway and go up here and, get off and go go west or go east, and you know, right there's the job site, and the hotel is right in that general area too. She said, yeah, true. She goes, but you can't get there. I'm like, what do you mean I can't get there? She goes, you can't take that highway to get there. I said, what do you mean I can't take that highway to get there? She's like, nope. She goes, all the roads coming off the highway right there are no truck. She said, you have to go down this way. And literally, we were 45 minutes to an hour from our next job site. It took us 2.5 hours to get there because the route we had to take around because of the truck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And then
it,
there's a little small town kind of out in the suburb of Pittsburgh. I had to go over there and pick up a load of Vaseline in 55-gallon drums and haul them to Georgia. But the doggone hill pulling out the docks was you had to go up a hill like this. You couldn't even get the truck out of first gear. You had to just chug a load to get it up there. And then when you go around the plant and go back, get on the highway and start back, they got signs everywhere down through there. No Jake brake use, no Jake brake use. Well, I mean, so what did they want you to do? Run into the houses as you went back down through there? I mean,
oh yeah.
I mean, I had for like 47,000 pounds of damn 55-gallon drums of Vaseline. Hey, Wayne.
Hi, Wayne. How you doing? Yeah, one of the other experiences I had over there, and this is a route that we ended up having to go through a lot. It was, I don't know how long this hill was. There was 2 stoplights on it going up this hill, and it was a main truck route. I don't know how many semis I seen blow that thing or get stuck on that hill, or everything else, because I mean they'd be barely climbing it, get to the first stoplight, it turned red, they got to stop, and they just get rolling, get up to the second stoplight, and get stopped again.
But then again, they had to think about the ones coming back the other way that's loaded, trying to stop going downhill. Those were the bad ones when you had to stop going down about halfway down the hill, and they got them things rigged up to where that once you pass over with a big truck, that sun gonna change on you in a heartbeat. So.
Yeah, the only other weird place I've seen stoplights like that was out in Indiana, and we were out in the boonies traveling past, just driving through, and it was 1:00 in the morning when we were still driving through. This random stoplight out in the middle of nowhere, there wasn't even a store on the corner or nothing, no street lights around, no house lights around, just a stoplight, So, I mean, we stopped, and probably a month or so later, we were in the exact same area during the day. Dude, it's like 5 miles till you come across another house.
No.
Let alone any kind of a store or anything. There is absolutely no reason for a stoplight there. A flashing light would have been fine, but,
Well, that's North Carolina speed control for you. I mean, just as soon as you get started, you run up on a stoplight in the middle of no damn where, just so you ain't got time to. So you can't be speeding because the stoplights are just far enough apart that you got to stop anyway. So.
Yeah, but this is just farm fields around this place, man.
That's all it was around there too.
Yeah. I used to haul big compressors, place, and just yeah. Now, I've been to Pittsburgh Airport probably 1,000 times or more. I don't mind going there. That's easy. But getting into Pittsburgh and around all the little burgs and stuff around Pittsburgh and that in a truck. I've never been over there in a car or a pickup truck or anything small, so I don't know. I'm sure it'd be a lot different. But like I said, I've heard that they've got, it's a great place to visit and stuff. They got a lot of stuff to do and hang out and everything else. But uh, I don't I don't particularly want to go back. You know, kind of like going to DC, and I'd have, the only times I've ever been to DC, I rode the metro and or had friends that lived in DC or right outside of DC, and they did all the driving. I didn't have to do it. Of course. Well, I mean, that back then, that's when I was young, dumb, and full of vinegar, and I would get road rage like real easy. Nowadays, I mean, I just shake my head at stupid stuff. So,
Um,
and, and if I took my old truck over there, they'd probably stay away from me anyways because
there ain't in them places like that anywhere on the East Coast over there. Once you get past Richmond, it's basically the same way everywhere you go up there. It's just little tight, narrow, skinny roads that once you get off the interstate. But I've delivered in DC with signs saying trucks not allowed past these points, but you can see the place that I've delivered to. And you don't get lost. If you get lost up in there, they ain't no telling where in the hell you ought to find it. You don't know whether they'll find you or not.
Yeah. Jeff said he can't believe I used to have road rage. Mm-hmm.
Well, I was so much road rage there, Jeff, that I didn't have no hair. But I mean, Philadelphia was one of them that I hated. Once you get off the interstate in Philadelphia, I'd rather run New York City than to run Philadelphia, to be honest with you.
Oh, you know how they have the videos out now, the people getting out of their cars and stuff like that and doing all that kind of stupid stuff. I just want to say I am glad they did not have cameras 25 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Or 25, 30 years ago, I should say. Because more than likely there'd probably be some videos of me out there, yeah. Not that I'm saying that I wouldn't saying anything to incriminate myself, but yeah.
There's been times I reached instead of slowing down when I seen them in there. I reached over and caught another gear. I mean, that's the only way you can survive. You got to be street smart when you're going down in there.
A lot easier than that. Yes, Jeff, it was. I don't know how many people remember the old saying, "How big a boy are you?" Yeah, that was a pretty good saying.
Yeah.
You do something stupid, and a 6'3", 265-pound dude, that was a diesel mechanic, step out of a big old pickup truck and start walking up to you. How big a boy are you? You can do this while you're doing this, but when you're stopped at a stoplight, can you do this? Many times, a lot of people,
or now the new term is F around and find out. That's the way.
Yeah.
That's the new saying is F around and find out.
Yeah, but nowadays a lot of people have their CCW too,
Yeah.
and they they let that do back up this, not these,
Well, the old man always carried one with him, but I never did because I was company I was with hauled a lot of junk in and out of Canada, so I daggum sure didn't want to get caught with one of them in the truck trying to get into Canada. But
I did whenever I worked at the truck garage, but the only reason I did is because I carried large quantities of cash at the time for the company. Um, and yeah, I wasn't about to, you know, a lot of people knew that I carried large quantities of cash. So, and they also knew that I carried a big gun. So, yeah,
Jeff, quit trying to trying to fool us. They think you Santa Claus, so they come running up to you to try and get a present.
yeah, yeah. Back then I didn't have this big thing. It was neatly kept, but you know, 90% of the time I had my work clothes on. So, you know, big greasy hairy dude comes stepping out of a truck. And the funny thing is, I drove a Ford Ranger at the time, so you know, it's like unfolding a pocket knife. You know, that little pocket knife. You know, it unfolds. It's like me getting out of that truck.
I turned something on the radio to make me pissed off to make it in New York and all, because that way I get mad enough that the 3 blinks on that blinker and that daggum 80,000-pound truck was coming over. They got the hell out of my way because
yeah. I knew a buddy that he drove an old Mac. And he told me anytime he had to go like into Cleveland or someplace like that, he'd slam his hand in the door and piss himself off.
Well, I used to turn on, I think it was Howard Stern or something other. Just the way he was back in the old days. And he was
I loved Howard Stern.
But he'd sit there and want to telling people to jump off down bridges and shit like that. That he was whenever I'd going in, one guy called in and said, "I'm fixing to jump off the George Washington," and he was egging him on. I said, "Don't do it, because I got to go through there." Dadgummit. I mean, he kind of, it just the way he was talking back in them days. It pissed me off for some reason or another. And hello, Alexander.
Yeah, Kane. I was never a Ford fan. I bought it strictly because of price, and it was brand new, and it was dependable, and the payments were cheap. And I was running it back. I was running it back and forth to work, as a diesel mechanic. So basically, the only reason I got rid of the thing is because I got a family at the time. I had a family, 2 young kids, and they were getting bigger, and they weren't fitting in it anymore whenever I had to pick them up from school and stuff after work. So, yeah. And I didn't need, I didn't want to get anything bigger because I wanted the gas economy and stuff running back and forth to work in that. So, and, yeah. Hi, Alexander. I said hi in the chat, but I'll say hi live. So, but, yeah, I drove it, and then, I sold it to my brother. He drove it for a while, and then he sold it to his father-in-law, who drove it even longer. And I think the thing had over 200,000 miles on a little 4-cylinder. It wasn't nothing to race with, but that little thing, I mean, it moved for what it was. But man, I missed the old. It was a 91. Missed the fuel economy of that thing. Old 78 Ford. Yeah, that 78s were nice. So, well, y'all, we are rolling up on the hour, so I think we're going to shut her down. Appreciate y'all stopping in, saying hi, and hanging out with us for a little while. We will do it all again in 7 days from now. It's the same place, same time, same place, same sandbox. So, love y'all, and y'all have a great week, and keep her between the lines, and we'll talk to you then.
Later, everybody.